Okay, how did it start? Here we are at LUTZ.
Okay, so say how it started.
Yeah.
So what happened this season was I was going through this book which I love, which is by Karl-Heinz Weinberger, who's a photographer from the 50s and 60s, and he did these amazing photos of street youth in the 50s and 60s. And what I loved about those photos, those gangs, was that they always wear the most simple garments, but they have such force, although they're really simple. And I thought, I'll just take those garments that are really simple, like a bomber jacket, a trench coat, like a pair of pants, and I'll elevate them to something that has nothing to do with the street anymore. In a way, like as if those street girls were hanging out in galleries or in museums. You know, just saying, okay, why should they always be misfits just because they're cool and they hang out? You know, maybe they hang out in places where we don't even know. So what I did is I just took my favorite paintings, or some of my favorite artworks, which is Ellsworth Kelly, which is on the wall over there. There's Ellsworth Kelly, who I love, who is all these graphics. Then there's Michael Kreber, who's a German painter.
Going back to your roots.
Yeah. Then there's Wade Guyton, who does all these stripy paintings. And there's Paul Klee. And I thought, because you know, they wear those really simple garments in those photos. And I thought, well, if I because they're just the stripes or they're squares, they're really simple. So I thought, these are stripes and squares as well, but in a way, they're much deeper than that. So I just thought, I'm going to take those things and I'll make 4 groups in the collection with really easy pieces. And what I did is I had those four what's that one?
Iconic pieces.
And the weight guide. So this is you have the Ellsworth Kelly. Yeah. You have the Michael Kreber.
Great.
You have the Paul Klee. And you have the Wade Guyton.
Is that handmade?
Yeah, it's hand-knit. It's hand-knit, and it's just strips of silk that are tied, yeah, and then they're knitted with really big needles.
I love it. It's a real creative process.
I mean, it takes ages to do, you know, because you have to rip them all apart, and then you have to sew them together, and then you have to knit them like a yarn. But what I really wanted this season was, I wanted something that's, in a way, okay, I can talk about it, but in a way, it's complete. You don't need any explanation at all. It's just, it's just there, and it's like having those really simple pieces, but they are profound in a way because they deal with pieces of art. So in a way, you take kind of that deepness and you put it into something that's really shallow in a way and really easy and really simple, and you put the easy pieces in, you make them more profound. And it's, I love that about the photos of Karl-Heinz Weinberger, that there's such simple things, but they have such force just because they are being worn with an attitude, you know, with that kind of thing of being in the street, and you notice that kind of the way they hold themselves. And I really felt strongly that you didn't want anything complicated this season. I felt like you just want to take those things, put them on, and feel good about yourself, and that's it. You know. So, and also because I don't do prints that much, I really needed to have the prints in my environment, in a way. So then the whole collection became the starting point. I mean, for example, in the photos they have, you know, they have leopard sweaters, you know, so I thought, like, I'm going to take animals like crocodile, instead of doing sweaters, I take the fabric, and this is like a polyester silk, and it's embossed with a crocodile pattern. So it looks like crocodile skin, but it's just polyester silk, and it's extremely light. So it's just like
I felt
this
it.
thing that you put it like that.
It's great.
And in that fabric, you also have
cute, a shrunken one.
Yeah, the shrunken one and the longer one. And what I really liked was...
Ah, it's really nice, that longer one.
What I really liked was that you wear those bombers with the Paul Klee stripes. You know, so you have something really streety.
Nice.
With something fairly arty. And the colors are also very nice. So
Yeah.
you wear that and that together.
Looks great. And very fluid.
You know. The other thing I did also was you have this idea of t-shirts, where I just took a big men's t-shirt and I just cut one side longer than the other, so when you wear it, it's still the same length, so it's still symmetrical, but in reality it's asymmetrical, and you wear it with hot pants, but it's still like longer. The shorts are longer than the shorts are shorter than the dress, so you can have all these different lengths going on. But in a way, it's just a pair of pants and a t-shirt.
It's great.
But wearing it together completely changes the silhouette.
And it's easy.
Yeah. Then you have the trenches. Where you
That
have
one
the
got
shrunken
very
trench,
mini.
the shrunken trench, and you have the other trench that has it's a trench on top.
Beautiful.
And it just goes into fluid silk at the
Wow.
bottom. And what's really nice with
So
this
you
is
wear it as a coat or you wear it as a dress?
both.
Yeah.
Which is something that in a way I always do. I always go between
Yeah,
the
nice.
things. And what's nice about this is that you wear it, but when you wear it, it's really like a dress, you know? So when you put your hands in your pockets,
Nice
it's completely
attitude.
fluid.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Have
And
to
this is
try it
always
on.
supposed to be worn with the shorts underneath, so you have the length different, you know, you can
Really
walk, you
nice.
see the legs.
And if you don't have nice legs, you could wear it with trousers.
Exactly. And the thing is, if you don't have nice legs, you just wear it long and that's it. But if you want to show your leg, you just let it come out. So, and you have the different lengths also with the t-shirt. So you wear that skirt underneath, and the skirt's asymmetric.
Beautiful.
T-shirts are symmetric, but if you wear them together, it becomes a symmetric story because in the end, it's the same length. So it's asymmetric, but it's also really simple and symmetric.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And you have the watercolor print. You have bigger in a bomber jacket, and you have it also on cardigans,
Nice.
on fluid jersey as trenches.
That's very painterly.
Yeah. And what I thought was nice about these things is they are fairly easy shapes, but they are not so easy and simple because of the surface, because of the print, because of what they represent.
No, they look great. The shape is great. It's very flattering.
Yeah, and it's like a dress because it's really fluid, but it's also a trench if you want to wear it open, which is what I always do. I mean, the collection is always done
Or if you're
way.
pregnant, it's good too. And what are all those sparkly ones?
Oh God, yeah, because then I thought, another really simple thing, bombers, trench coats, the cardigan, which is another one of those things that everybody wears that are really simple that you always have with you. So I just did a whole series of different cardigans, and what happened there was, how cardigans normally always have the front, and then you have the sleeves in knit, but there the whole front.
Nice.
The whole front is in the same fabric, so in a way it's like a shirt.
Yeah.
When you wear it,
it's great.
It's
I have to try it on.
Yeah, well, this is going to be very nice.
A little bit of sparkle.
So in a way, this collection it's like a puzzle really, because everything kind of works with everything. And I felt that that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want anything where you have to think about how am I going to put this with this. What is going to work together. In a way, everything works with everything. You just put things on top of each other, underneath each other, and they always work. For example, you have that the techno silk in the cardigan and in a pair of leggings. Yeah, but then you put the pair of leggings under those dresses,
Sure.
and it's perfect.
So the buyers are happy, I'm sure.
The buyers are always happy. Well,
That's
most of the time
great.
they're happy. Yeah, but
It's great.
It's
Beautiful.
funny because I felt a real shift this season in a way where you didn't want anything complicated. And you know I can be really complicated, but I felt like this season there was nothing, you didn't want to think about things.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel also that next season is going to be something different. I feel like there's a real change right now. And it's funny because for me I feel like we're going back to something more intellectual, more conceptual, more black, which I'm very pleased about. So, but I think there's a shift right now happening. I don't know whether you see it that way.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's pretty on
you know,
point.
And then we still want color, but it's kind of almost going away now because there's been so much of it. So so it's still there. You know, you have the in the Paul Klee dresses.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the color, but it's almost going away, and you can see the black eating it up.
We like that.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, I like that.
Beautiful.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.